Your featured comedian is a very good friend of mine. You've seen him on HBO, Comedy Central, Funny or Die. One of the founding members of the humor group. Keep it going for the very funny Mr. Teina Manu!
Tony Daniels, everybody. Right there. Looking sweet in that. You know, I'm not gonna call it purple. It's like a lavender. Yeah. How you guys doing? I love the woo crowds. I've been growing the hair, ladies. Check it. You know what? I know that does something to women. Since it started getting long, right, with my Polynesian blood, right? See? Listen, I know it's weird. I actually got a vasectomy to protect my hair. Seriously. I know how, if girls can't get a rich guy, they'll take a guy that'll give their babies wavy hair. I discovered that with this. Okay, and I was writing some notes down from some of the other guys up here tonight, and did Mookie, Mr. Mookie, who was just up here, did he say he's found some sort of fountain of youth? That he looks good, he looks younger than 50 because he's been eating pussy spiders? I thought so. I thought that's what he said. Wow. I've never, right? Here I am with the oatmeal mask. Who knew? Who knew? Right? Yeah. You know, a pussy spider. A spider. But you know what? Like, if there are Chinese people here, they'd be like, it might work. Right? Because they have weird, right? Hold on, honey, I'm gonna fuck you in a second. I gotta finish this tiger paw suit. They have... Okay. Alright. I thought that's what he said. And, from mentioning like airports, because I live in Phoenix now, so when I flew up here I did all the security stuff, right? And just talking, who just talked about, like, you know, stuff blowing up, the shoe bomber, right? Is that you, Tony?
Chris.
Brandon, yes. And now, you know, so now we have to take off our shoes, and I thought, you know what, all we need to do is put a bomb in everything that annoys us on planes. Yeah. And then boom. As soon as somebody puts a bomb in a baby, yes. You know, sorry. I was sitting back there, and he explained the shoe, and I thought, you know what? Right? And then somebody's blowing up their kid, sorry, we don't know what's in there. Yes. Thank you, baby bomber. Silence. Thank you. Right? And then somebody, you could put one into like some first class douchebag. They're not allowed anymore, right? Awesome. I guess if we could just blow up that wouldn't be allowed. All right. But who's gonna blow up our planes or do something like, guys? Let's be honest, right? Tacoma. Who's gonna do it? Muslims. Let's say it. All right? Let's be honest. That's who we're checking for. So why all the like patting down and all the like security and taking our shoes off and all this mess when we know who we're looking for, wink wink, right? Let's just have a test that only they would fail and leave us alone. Just go, hey, from now on you guys keep your shoes on, you're good, keep your belts on, all that's fine, hold on to your bags. Just come right by here and touch this bag of pig's blood. Come on. There we go. Thank you. Enjoy. Thank you. It'll be awesome. Yeah, that's it. Yes. Right. Boom. I'm on. Meanwhile, you're gonna get, you know, here comes Aquaman. No. You're like, no. What's wrong? What? You want to get on the plane? Don't you want to get on the plane? Get it. That's all we need. Let's make a test that'll work. Right? Okay, thank you. Welcome to American Airlines. Before you guys board today, we need you to shake hands with this pregnant, nude Jewish woman. Hey, Emma. Right on. That's easy. Okay, so that's the stuff from the back. And I was reminded of that by, you know, one of the comments tonight. Jason, With James. The J was really close, and this is my fourth one. So, no, but he mentioned, you know, wife beater T-shirt, right? And he also reminded me of the pig's blood joke. But honestly, this is real life right here. Right? It's like Emerald says, right? I'm really cooking. All right. I don't like the term wife beater, right? I think we can move on from these type of terms. I really think we should be more correct. I prefer the term life partner beater. So, right? Let's grow up. Let's move along, right? I don't know what's going on, you know, with the spousal abuse, right? I take that seriously, right? If someone's like messing with someone in my family, you know, that's all wrong. And yet, here comes this Twilight series. And let me tell you, now the women are like going, don't, there's abs in that, and you shut the fuck up, right? It's like, it's a master stroke of marketing, right? You throw the the hairless boys, and then, right? But then some weird twist like no fuck until you're married. It's like some weird thing happening in the Twilight series, right? And the reason why I just think it's awful is how all the boys are like all enraged. They're all pissed and jealous, and they're right at the end and like, I stopped my fist an inch from your face. I mean, I'm like, what are we telling our girls here? You know, there's a scene, she's in the woods, and the vampire's zipping around, right? I'm over here, and she's like, wait, I'm in the bush, I'm in the tree, right? Remember what weren't vampires like slow? You know, didn't you have time to get away at one time? They're lasery now. Vampires are like zippy. Yeah, and he's trying to warn this girl, right? You don't want to be with me, I'm a bad guy. No, I love you. You know, zip. Right? No, I'm serious. I'm really a bad guy. You know, zip. And the whole time she's, no, I love you. I don't care about your past. I don't know. And then he says, right? He doesn't like imply. He says, I've murdered people. And she says, but I still love you. I want to be with you. And I was like, okay, let me watch all the mothers get up with their daughters and leave. Nobody left. They endorsed that. Right? Meanwhile, my uncle was like, get out of the woods! He said murder! Meanwhile, the women are, give him a chance. It was probably an unfortunate murder that he didn't really want to commit. Okay? I couldn't believe this. We do not want our girl. We do not want that. We say, listen, if a guy tells you that, run. Right? We don't want our daughters being raised with these enraged boyfriends. Sorry I hit you. Oh, I just got so much passion and love for you. You know how it goes. Yeah, I understand. I'm Team Jacob. That's okay. It's okay. I totally get it. I totally get it. Yeah, no, it's good. Guys, this is what happens when they take guys completely out of things. Right? We're needed. Right? We need to bring the boys back. This has gotten out of control. Right? We need to bring back the self-esteem. We need to stop like, because it is up to us guys, you know, we think we're just slaves to how women want us to act. Right? And it's kind of true. But if we had certain things, guys, you know, if we demanded certain things from women, maybe they would come along, you know, and start like, maybe if we started like loving women that were a little chubbier. Yeah. Right? Less magazine-like. Like normal people. That could help. That would see like, man, boy, I can't believe she's dating all these really cool, like, fun guys, and she's like a fatso. Right? Just send those messages. Because I think, you know, every woman has something about her, let's be honest. Right? I mean, be into yourselves, ladies. Right? I'm serious. Oh, yeah. Love your stretch marks. I said it. Yeah.
We earned those.
You earned them, exactly. Yes. Stretch marks are like the rings of a tree in a woman's life. You know, it's kind of like, you know, it carries her story. You know, you can like, you know, you can just lay a woman down, you know, turn on the bright lights, and yes, and just count the rings. Just go along. Oh, you've been to Spain. Oh, there you go. Ooh, there was a dry summer. Yeah, because there's a lot of debates out there, and I'm with science, right? I'm on the side of science, okay? So I just really think that the abortion debate boils down to, the question is it God's body, right? Are you obligated to a higher power, or is it your body, right? We are evolved from atoms created in the crucible of the stars, right? Are you an evolved thing that has to make serious, tough decisions, or do you belong to God, right? Are you you? Are you his? You're you. Guess where the answer is? The stretch marks. Right? Because if you have stretch marks, especially on your ass, yeah, that means your ass is bigger than even God thought it would get. Okay? Okay? Simple math. Right? There's no way around it. There's no way around facts. Plus, I mean, why do they have to be stretch marks, ladies? Next time you're in the miracle, these are tiger stripes. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. That's right. You know. Okay. Okay, Twilight, good. All right, we're moving along well. You know, here's... I realize as guys, right, I'm 40 now, but my waist is 32. So. I started saying that when I was 32, and it still has kept something. I'm 32, and so is my waist. Get it? 8 years later. 40, my waist is 30. Now I can't get fat because of that joke. I love the joke so much. I'll be 74. Ah, no, I must stay 32. I can't get rid of the joke. And as you get older, you get more Native American guys, right? Are you know, we somehow are connected to things that women, you know, when women go, we got this underwear for 100 years, right? It's like, as you get older, there's something, you know, things have earned their place. You know, they deserve, you know, I went and you know, my last girlfriend, I go to my, like, you know, hamper and I'm looking through it. Where's my, you know, the shirt? She goes, what do you mean that shirt? I threw that shirt away. I go to the garbage. She did. Eggshells on it. It's done now, right? No coming back. And I just sat there, you know, it's just like the one tear. You were a good shirt. You did not deserve this shirt. I will avenge you, shirt. Right? It's like there's something, I don't know, about us. That's why we don't throw shit away. It earned its place. When are you gonna get rid of that? It's like, what did it do to you? Some bricks held up my bed in college for 4 years. Fuck you. Right? It's like we feel like, what? They done something for me. Right? I went to a wine tasting and I couldn't get into the wine tasting I tried, you guys, you know. I'm from Washington. I was born in McClary, right? Like, I had a chainsaw when I was 10. I don't understand these pussy kids. I don't get this ADD. I think it's fake. It doesn't make sense to me. People try to tell me, they go, what's wrong? Yeah, he's on these drugs, he's having these problems. You know, I ask my friends, well, what's wrong with this, you know, 10-year-old? Well, he's in school, and he's just not paying attention, and he's really scatterbrained and stuff. I'm like, he's not 38, he's fucking 10. Like, no one that's ever put their kids on these drugs has ever told me something that I felt like wasn't child behavior. Right? You know what he did? You know why he's on those drugs? Because he was in the driveway throwing rocks at bottles and he hit one of the windows and stuff. I'm like, yeah? That's what I did. Right? What are you talking about? I want to hear a story like, every morning he'd go to the kitchen and get a butcher knife and he'd walk into our bedroom like this. Right? Oh my, get that kid some pills. Right? But aside from that, what are these kids doing that they need these drugs? It's like out of control. Like, I just can't, like, It doesn't make sense. I don't know. Is it real? I know that there are problems. People are born gay, for Christ's sake. No, but you can be. I just feel so bad for these kids that have to like take these like pills. These kids are like I was on the radio. 5, 6 years old. They're on pills. What are they doing at 5 and 6 years old that's even noticeable? Right? Yeah. Oh, look how they stood up and went up the stairs right there. That's a fucking psycho. Yeah. Look how that fucking nutball is reaching for the counter sink edge. Fuck. You're insane, you thing. I don't know. You know why? Because our adults are fucked up. Let's be honest. Our adults are wacko. You know what really proved to me? At this wine tasting. Right? I go there, it's like, what is this? A friend of mine says, hey, let's go to this wine tasting thing. You know, there's chicks there. There were. And so I'm like, all right. And so we gotta sit there at this table, and this guy comes out, and he's like, okay, here's how to swirl it around, and here's how to look at it. And I'm like, great, you know, and he goes, okay, and then you smell it, okay, it smells. And then he's like, you know, can you taste the raspberry? You know, just a hint of raspberry. I go, you know, yeah. You know, raspberries, like there's the vanilla and the oak, the barrels, and then I go, it's vanilla-ish, okay, you know, I'm like, yeah, okay. And then he's like, and you know, you can taste the sensuousness of the leaves and the sun and the soil. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, I'm not, what is this? This guy, he goes into all, and then can you smell? I go, no, we're not bloodhounds, I'm a human, right? It's like, these are rotten grapes. They smell like 3 or 4 things. That's all. Right? And the sun in the soil. Really? You're amazing. Your nose is on. Here, smell this sock and find the kids then. Here, you're awesome. Right? But I'm looking around at everybody else at this thing and they're all like, yeah, sun in the soil. I'm like, fuck, that's why we're fucked up. Everybody's so fake. Like they're all pretending, you know, my dad set standards, right? These kids have no standards. You know, I'm helping them dig post holes, and I'm 12, so I'm trying to get out of it. Oh, my shoulder hurts. Dad. Yeah, I probably should stop. It's a sunny Saturday, and you know how that binds up the shoulder, right? Always with the kind of garden glove with whatever was on it. Whack! Right? How's your shoulder now? Better. Wow. Right? That is a lesson in relativity, right? That's what parents used to do. I'll tell you, right, when you know shit. Until I do, you don't. People, you ever get caught with an adult, right, telling you about their child, and he's this and this, and he's stressed out, and he's, you know, his parents are, you know, I mean, his like stepdad is like this, and his like teachers are treating him like this, and he has a lot of anxiety, and you're like, wow, and you start getting into it, and you're thinking a 20-something-year-old adult child in college or something, right? And they're like, yeah, you know, because he'll be 11 next month. Like, what the fuck are you talking about anxiety? When they get, he doesn't have feelings yet. They're lumps of clay, right? Mom, I'm sad today. Really? I didn't even fucking hear you. Get dressed, you're going to school. I don't even know you. I don't even exist yet. You're sad and you're 7? Right? That's what's happened to us. Somehow. It's gotten there. How you doing, Chris?
Oh, good.
Excellent.
Good show.
No, yeah, I don't know if you were there for a reason.
No, you're fine.
Did you guys see? Yeah, because the white patch also is visible sparkle. And out of the corner of my eye, I'm like, oh my God, is there a shooting star? Oh, hey, hi. I mentioned Polynesian earlier. My father's from Western Samoa, right? An island called Savai'i, in the village of Safotu. And my mother's heritage is like English Norwegian. Her maiden name is Hansen. These are the things that happen in Washington State. And
When it's raining.
yeah, when it's raining, exactly. And being like a mixed, not only just like a mixed breed person, you know, I don't like mixed breed, I prefer hybrid, right? Yes, I use half the fuel and emit half the emissions. So there you go. My farts are clean burning.
You're a designer human.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly. Like the Shih Tzu poi. Yes. Oh, yeah. No. Yeah, all those like designer. You're right. Maybe they designed us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I'm happy, you know, being an older, you know, when you're an older mixed breed person, it's like you kind of stand out more, because like there's all kinds of little fluffy haired mixed kids nowadays. It's endless. It's like, right? I'm looking around, it's like, it's a small world, you know, kids have like slanted eyes and afros. What the fuck is going on, right? But I love it. I mean, that's all what we're all going to look like eventually. Get used to it, right? But when you're older, it's like there weren't really a lot of mixed people, you know, growing up when I was a kid, you know. And I realized I'm glad I'm not full Samoan, right? Because then I maybe would never have come to this country, right? Served in its Marine Corps. You're welcome. Yeah. Right? But I'm also glad that I'm not full white, because then I wouldn't share. So it's such a nice balance, you know? You just hurt our whiteness. Okay? Very sensitive, the white. We didn't have, you know what? We didn't have money growing up. I always thought white people were rich. I thought every white person was rich when I was a kid. Because they just had cars. You know?
Right.
Houses where the windows closed. You know? We didn't have air conditioning. We didn't have a lot of money growing up, I'll be honest. Like during this time of the year, during Christmas, I remember opening presents that said from Santa to boy 10 to 12. I was 16, and that really made it. That's what I don't understand about how adults spend their money. Again, adults, listen, everybody in here is cool and sexy. I'm not talking about us, it's those adults. Right? It's the adults that collect tennis shoes. Right? Whose husbands and boyfriends seriously have the tennis shoe collection? I have friends that Jordan, I happened to move like 20 pairs of Jordans. I'm like, are you an adult? Right? These are Beanie Babies for your feet. Alright? If anyone has any of their kids that are saying, I want these shoes, and they're 200, fuck, they're Beanie Babies, right? I think that's what helped me as a kid, it's the ridicule. Right? And kids don't get ridiculed anymore. They don't get told like, nah, well, really? That was a nice try, but it really wasn't that good. I'd put another tire on it and do the jump again. Everything's like, that's great, it's super, it's perfect. You did your best. I really look around, I think that's what we're missing is standards. Right? It's the uncle factor. Right? When I walk into my nieces and nephews and they're doing something like, look, uncle, look, we're making the ball from here. That ain't making the ball. Fuck. If you want to make the ball, right? That's what we give. Right? Who's been telling you that's a standard? Fuck that distance. Right? And all the kids go, you're right. It's so much fucking cooler from there. Why haven't you shown us this, parents? Right?
We don't keep score.
Yeah. Everybody wins.
I hate that.
Yeah. Somehow our lives have become the Special Olympics. No more standards, no more levels. If you try, that's fine. Right? Meanwhile, if you watch the Special Olympics, honestly, all the gold medals go to the Down syndrome kids. And honestly, I think they only have big heads. You know what I mean? I don't see the retardation. I don't. I was watching like, okay, this is, right now in my act, this is what we're going to call a side road. I was watching like ESPN 48 or what, you know, it's like there's so many ESPNs now, and it was like in the middle of the night, and they're doing like these Special Olympics, and I'm watching these races, and just the way they line them up is just so awful. It's like there's some kids that are just there, and you can't tell what's wrong with them, just big heads, right? And they're sitting there ready to go. And there's a kid with a brace thing, and there's a kid with a foot turned backwards. Like, how can they all be on the same line? And this is like a joke. Yeah, this is right. The gun goes off, and like some kids are doing some kind of weird, like however they're making that leg movement, right? And the big head kids are like, fuck, I'm barely retarded. I can read a bus schedule, fuck you! Right? And I'm going, oh, it's so, then they got the medal ceremony, and it's like the big head kids with the gold. And to me, I would, if I like got the silver to one of the big head kids, and I was the backwards foot kid, I'd say, fuck that, man. Right? You've only got a big head, this is bullshit. But, no. Well, everybody's the same. You guys, this ceiling has a shield against heaven, so just have fun. Let's just share. Yeah, that's why it's so low. Yeah. Because, okay, I think we got to start getting through this. So how are we for time?
We're doing right.
Okay. We're doing good. Because, okay, good. If you guys don't have anywhere, perfect. Because we're doing the recording and stuff, that's why I'm trying to get all this stuff done. I'm sorry to spit on you. I have all my shots. I have no communicable venereal diseases. And a vasectomy. So, let me show you the hair again. Hey, do you ever wonder if fat racists have hate handles? Right, yeah. Have you like ever thought about that?
He's like, who brought that up?
Yeah.
I think he did. Really? Shut it.
See, I think we, as men and women, it's difficult to like sort of be fair to each other, because it's like, what are chicks like? What are guys like? Why do you guys like sex so much? Why do girls, why don't they want to fuck? It's like, and I had all these questions in my 2s and 3s, and then confused, and finally settled in on science, right? The information about us. I found out that women have every egg, right, that you're ever gonna have in your life when you're born all at once. Boom. And I actually didn't know that. I was like, wow, I didn't know that. Because we make ours new, right? We we've got the remix, right? And so that to me that was just like, it just opened my world. I go, that's it, right? Women have every egg they'll ever need. They don't get any more. That's going to get into your brain, right? Guys have as much sperm as they want. It's endless. That's going to get into our brain, right? So imagine like we're all betting, right? We're all at the casino, right? It's like a relationship casino. We're going to bet on the opposite sex, right? Guys, imagine we all have $1 million. Women, you have 10 $100,000 chips and you get no more. Okay? Guys, you get $1 million $1 chips and more tomorrow. That's how we act. So women, you guys, you understand, when women are picking us, they're holding $100,000 chip.
Yeah.
And they get no more. It's serious. They've got to ask all the questions, right? They've got to know how this game works. What are the odds, right? Does your mom's dad have the balding? These are, right? These are the questions that a woman has to deal with. Yeah, do you promise to work out? Right? It's like, it's serious for women. It's a nail biter. For guys, we're like the way we bet. It's like, go on every number, spin that motherfucker. Roll it, right? We can give it, you know, hey man, you better slow down, you're wasting all your chips. Right? Hey, I'll have more tomorrow. It's magic. Woo! I bet on everybody. Right? That makes perfect sense.
In his eyes, mine.
Next time a friend of mine says, man, this chick is a total tease, you know, she's like a bitch. I go, hey man, she only has so many eggs. What's she supposed to do? You're Captain Limitless over here. It's a little different for them. Right? Oh, okay. All right. Where? I think we have like, and then we're gonna bring Travis up. So,
hey.
what?
You gotta do Science Channel before you go.
Okay. No, I think that's just about where I was at.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Y'all want more Teina Manu, don't you?
Because we'll do a little while longer. You guys are doing great. Okay. Yes. There's a new woman. See, there's so many advances. Like there's a new woman in racing now, and poor Danica Patrick. Everything's compared to her now. Any woman in racing now, younger than Danica, skinnier than Danica, right? Prettier than Danica. Like I feel sorry for her. That'll be endless until like 10 women get into racing. But to me, that's not the interesting story. I think what would be better in NASCAR is to have a gay racer. Just a lead-foot queen to bring the fear, right? Could you imagine if, like, all of a sudden the Mary Kay 82, right? Busted into the lead, every driver, fuck no! Right? Everybody would be like, it would become a collective, draft me, motherfucker, let's get this bitch, right? It would be, I think, because as much as I like NASCAR, and I know people are like white trash NASCAR, but like I'm a machine guy, and so if you understood the speed and the torque and what they're doing, it's like nuts, right? And so if you had a gay racer, he could tell the truth. He wouldn't have to be this like Southern gentleman salesman, like, oh, Danica Patrick, well, we welcome her to the scene. It's about time our old boys club was shooken up a little bit, right? They do. Well, as a competitor, I look forward to racing, right? They all have to bullshit. You know they're fucking hating it, right? And a gay racer could tell the truth. You know, Danica Patrick, is that fish in this race? You know, she looks bloated, and this game don't like weight. Okay? So... All right, the Science Channel, I'm watching the Science Channel, and I'm just, have you guys watched these science shows lately, like these cosmos things they're making, and like, the graphics is just nuts. I'm gonna watch this and they pull back again and again, and like, you know, all of our atoms are formed in the crucible of the star. The heat and the pressure, and like, oh my God, and they swirl together to turn into planets, and here comes gravity. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm not smart enough. This is great, right? The HD, it's getting me. And I'm flipping through the channels, and right, I'm like, oh man, I'm just so full of this. Like, I'm just in awe of our science and our DNA and how we're tracing ourselves back. And then on the Jesus channel, right, Daystar, which I love. There's another that says the creation, right? Right on the little TV listing. I go, oh, I want more of this, right? I'm swirling in the event horizon and the stretching of time and space, and I go to the Jesus channel because the show's called The Creation, and it says like, and God took some dirt, made a man, pulled out his rib, and there's a bitch. Slow down, Daystar, right? Let me catch up, right? I can't believe, ladies and G's, in this day and age, we are still giving sort of respect to people that go, well, I just believe that Abraham lived and Jesus, and I go, don't tease her, that's what she believes. Fuck that. I'm getting like to a point where the fakeness and the showmanship is getting so obvious, it's like making me sick. I'm watching Benny Hinn, right, on, you guys know him? He's like some East Indian guy. Yeah, exactly. He's the head hitter. And what I love about the Jesus Healer guys is that no matter what you have, what you need is the head hit. It's awesome. And no matter what, my leg hurts, pastor. I broke my leg. Well, you know what? Boom! right? Feel that. You're healed, you know, and it's such a circus. You know, it's such a rigmarole. You know, here comes somebody, oh, I've had migraines for 10 years, really? Whack. All right, you know, my liver doesn't work, bam. Right? It's just like one after another. You know, it's such a circus. And I can envision Benny backstage getting pissed. You know, if somebody messed up the lineup. You know? He's all going through receipts in the back office. Pastor Lenny is here. Yeah, Lenny, come on in here. Hey, man. What's up? Hey, Lenny. Hey, what was this fucking shit about you having cancer today? Your migraine! Alright? I told you the lineup is migraine, cancer, old lady, wheelchair. I'm sitting there and I said, oh, I'm going to heal your cancer. And then you say, I have a migraine. I'm like, what? And you go, never mind, I'm cancer. And I go, what? You just fucked it up. If these people don't believe in Jesus, motherfucker, we all starve. That's how important it is. Right? He brought up this lady who was like 98 years old in this wheelchair, right? And said she hasn't walked in 25 years. The power of the Lord is going to make her walk. Stand up, Edith. Right? And there she goes, just wobbling to her feet, and everyone goes, it's a miracle. Benny, yes. Right? She's standing. Not good enough for Benny. Right? That's not going to get people to stuff that plate. Right? So he says, come, sister. Right? He's like from the Middle East or something. He's like, come, sister. Brothers and sisters. That's how he talks. Come, sister, show your faith. Come, you are healed. Walk to me. Right? I'm like, oh, and no one wanted her to really do it. It was like going, hey, it's already a miracle. Let her sit down, motherfucker. God damn, right? No, Benny's like, come to me, pulling her, and she's like, right after all, and I could just picture the whole crowd would have this awful kind of, yay, no, put it down, right? And they were like, it's kind of a miracle, you know, and she's just like, you know. And you could just sense this like awful robot fall apart Terminator ending, you know, like she crumbles knees, ribs, you know, and then finally the head just rolls off the stage. So he parades this old lady back and forth, right? And now everyone's getting frothy, right? The wallets are starting to creep up. Right? Benny's getting them, right? He yells out, is there a youth group in the house, right? Because he's already been told that they're there, and right in the front, sure enough. Right, it's us! And he says, the Lord wants you to be spreaders of the word. And they go, fuck yeah! Right? They were like, yes! All these teenagers in like these white shirts and tie. And so he says, get ready to receive the power of Almighty God. And they're like, yeah, give it to us, right? And he goes, receive! And they all just... They're just done. Full of the Spirit. All crumpled and laid out. And what I noticed, which is really interesting, is Benny's unbelievable control of the receive. Can you imagine that? Only the kids dropped, right? The power of everlasting life. Almighty God, from the heavens through me. But just you guys, okay? Nobody else, just you perfectly. Perfect. Did all you kids get in on the receive? Okay, all right. Did I get any on you guys? Didn't mean to. All right. That was their receive. All right. We can do one over here, though. Who wants to make a crop circle? Receive! Right. And I'm watching this like, who the fuck doesn't see the... Right? Who doesn't see? And he yells up to the nosebleed, section triple Z, are you ready to receive? Right? And they all go, yeah! Right? They're all totally happy. They can't believe they're even being talked to. Right? The seats are like $2. Woo! And they're all the way at the top of the stadium where, you know how the dome starts? You ever had those shitty seats? They're all the way up there. You can't even cheer up. You have to cheer, like, out. Woo! Yeah! You know, the dome is right here. That's where it starts. All right, good. I'm glad, guys. So he's yelling up to those guys, and they're like, and here's what's so mean. He says section triple Z, they're all the way up there. They're like, yeah, fuck yeah, it's us, going to heaven. Right? And then, here's what's mean. Seat 78 through 24, are you ready to receive? Everybody's already standing up in section triple Z, excited. And now he throws out these 78 through 24, and poor seat 79 is like, oh, fuck, come on. me a fit. Scoot over, dude. Come on. Hand me the baby. Give me the baby. Come on. Don't receive yet. Don't receive yet. So mean. So I found out an interesting stat, you guys. I think that's everything we wanted to get onto the the stuff. Except that, you know. Okay, here's a couple things. One, I discovered that out of all the men that don't pay child support, out of all the men that are supposed to pay child support, about like 30-something% don't, and those are deadbeat dads, right? That's what we call them. But guess what I found out? That the women that are ordered to pay child support, 52% of them don't pay. Exactly. I think we need a word for those ladies. Guys are deadbeat dads. I guess women who don't pay for their children, I like soulless cunt. Brainstorming. Just brainstorming. Yeah. All right, that might be a little harsh. Okay, I admit.
No.
Yeah, you're right. What's another word for soulless? Okay, so here's the. Are you ready, Travis?
Yeah.
All right. So here's the deal. I don't like. You know, I feel like I was raised right. You know, by good people. And any boy who's a good son is a feminist if he had a mom, right? And I don't like these terms when they talk about, now we got these elections going on, it's like conservative and liberal, and people are throwing around the issues and gay marriage and faggots and all this stuff, and like, you know, abortion is murder and all this stuff. I hate it, you guys. It's too heavy. You know, Sarah Palin said the day after pill is murder. That's what I don't like. Throwing around decisions like this that a girl has to make, right, with advice or not from her partner. I don't like saying murder, stabbing, bloody, and shoot 'em up, murder. You want to use that same word for taking a pill? That's what I don't like. It's too easy breezy. Oh, well, she thinks it's murder. Well, that's her opinion. Next, she said taking a pill's murder. Fine with me. Right? No, look, first, here's the deal. If that's the rules, okay, that the day after pill is murder, then that means, ladies, if you invite a guy over, tell him to spend the night and bring some wine, but you don't have sex with him, you've just committed premeditated manslaughter. Okay? Want to play those games? All right, you guys, thanks a lot. We have one more guy left. Thanks you for... I've loved your laughter. It's been recorded. And welcome to the stage, the smooth Black Barney.
Check his green card. You know damn Samoan, you just a Mexican. Good English. One more time for Teina Manu.